always, today I want to talk to us about two things on how the tempter tempts believers. The tempter, in this case, is the devil. And one of the 2 points is that the tempter always comes when you are at your most vulnerable state. And this is in 2 forms. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 12, that if any man thinks that he is standing firm, then he should be very careful not to fall. And this tells us that many times when we think we are strongest, when we think we are standing, that is the moment when we are at our weakest, when we are the most vulnerable. Why? Because when you think you're strongest, you will always feel like you are in control. You will always feel like everything is taken care of. You're the man. And so you don't care so much about so many things. And those who engage in battle or in war understand this, that the best time to strike an enemy is when he expects it the least. And so there is a strategy that the enemy uses. He strikes when you are expecting it the least. So when you think you're standing, then be very careful. You may fall at that very moment. And number 2, your vulnerable point will also be at that moment when you are actually weak, when you are actually not able to do it, when you feel you don't have the strength to do it. So that we can get from the book of John chapter 4, when Jesus is being tempted by the devil, the enemy. And he tempts him when Jesus is actually at his lowest in terms of his needs. He needed food, and he needed it the very most. So the devil strikes also at that moment when he knows you don't have the strength to rise to the occasion and say otherwise or do something differently. So be very careful to that. The second point is that the devil, who is the tempter, tempts us with not just cheap things that we may think. No, he comes with things that are well packaged, things that it's very difficult. It will be very difficult for one to at least, ignore. You cannot. The Bible says in Genesis, when the enemy is tempting Adam and Eve, and the Bible says that Eve looked at the fruit and it saw it was good for food. In other words, whatever the enemy brings your way, it will be something that is so nice, so enticing. Look at how he tempts people who work in maybe in corporate sectors or maybe in high-end companies. Many times when he brings you temptation through corruption, it will not be a small money, it will be a large sum of money that you cannot ignore. If the enemy wants to bring someone down using a woman, he can't just bring any other woman. He will look for one who is very difficult to turn down. And so, brethren, watch out for this. Thank you so much. God bless you.